I basically was a poor boy, grew up in the Bronx, went to Bronx Science, and then I went to City College because I didn't have to, it was $17 a semester, and that was my choice, was City College or no college. I always wanted to be in business. And in 1970, I started my first business, and that business got me into several other businesses, and in total, at the peak, all my business did $1 billion. 1978 to 79, I guess, I didn't have enough money to go to Bernie Madoff. Everybody said it was $1 million minimum, and you really had to know somebody. You couldn't just call up. A friend of mine was a friend of his. My friend did was, he put a whole bunch of people together at less than $1 million apiece, but in total, I think came to almost $80 million. And we invested through that vehicle. In the early 80s, the SEC said my friend couldn't do that. My friend called up Bernie and said, you have to give back the money. And like 3 days later, Bernie wired out $80 million to everybody. It was the anti-Ponzi, because you don't think that he could do that if it was in a Ponzi scheme. But by then I had enough money, so I went directly to Bernie. I gave him my $1 million. I kind of was like a celebrity because I didn't deal through a feeder fund. I dealt directly with Bernie. And since I couldn't put more money in because he theoretically stopped taking money, I let my money accumulate. So I said, he's not taking new money, I didn't think. He wired me my money the day after I asked for it. So why a Ponzi scheme? But then people would always ask me, since I'm an economist by education, how does he do it? So I got my slips. Those slips are accurate on the day he buys it and the price he pays. And I always understood it that he would buy a basket of S&P securities, and he would buy puts and calls, either forward calls and puts or present. And if the market went up, I made it in the stock and I lost it in the puts. And if the market went down, I made it in the puts and lost it in the stock. When the market was really hot at 25%, 30, I was getting 18, 19. And then when the market was 2, I was getting 10, 11. And now I was getting 10, 11%. I thought that this was just a method of flattening your return. Since he was taking no new money, I assumed it was legitimate. When I heard that he went to jail, was arrested, I was in Treasury bills. You look at my statement, I give you the CUSIP number, I can tell you what the return was. And so I absolutely thought I was safe because it wasn't as if my stock went down or I'm in Treasury bills. How much safer could you be? It's the breadth of who he did it to. His best friends, his charities, and his absolute best friend, who I know, who we do business together, we're friendly, we've played golf together. He told me he's not sure whether he feels worse that he lost all his money or that it's his friend who did it to him, his absolute best friend. What I can't understand is how the man gets up in the morning